One of the best floor generals to ever play the game of basketball has returned to the court, and the Phoenix Suns have now clinched the top seed in the Western Conference. Can we talk about it?
Can we just discuss what Phoenix has done this season? Like, started from the top, stayed at the top. Like, I can't even. They have been an amazing basketball team this season. And having CP3 back on the roster is just perfect timing, really. I don't think they really need him back now, but he needs to be back to get him ready for the postseason because they will need him in the postseason. I think him coming back at this time is just helping him get his basketball legs back because he's been out for quite some time. I think he's been out since February 16th, I believe, or something like that. So he hasn't played in a while. And I would hate for him to go into the postseason in his first playoff game, his first game since he's been out. So this is just all formality. And what was so cool about him coming back when he came back is when they really clinched the top seed. Like it was amazing. So yeah, CP3 is all of that for the Phoenix Suns. They don't necessarily need him to win every regular season game, but they will most definitely need him in the postseason. So yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Because I think he did go out somewhere around the All-Star game. So yeah, he's been on the shelf for a while.
Yep.
Okay, so Devin Booker has been playing lights out. Amazing season. How come Devin Booker is not really talked about as being the MVP?
I like Devin Booker and the fact that he has been mentioned sporadically in the MVP discussion. I just don't know if he is the most valuable player on the Phoenix Suns in a whole. Is he a great player? Yes, this is nothing. I'm not taking anything from his game overall. He's spectacular. Come on. Do they need him on the roster? Yes. But can they win without him for a period of time? Yes, they can. So, I think he should be on the list of the top 5. But let's just face it. He's not going to win because the news media have already been discussing the top 3. So, and he's nowhere in that list. And I just don't see him being able to move his way up. Although it likely should make sense that he would be one of the top 3 because the Phoenix Suns are the top seed. So, I think it's just what it is right now. But it doesn't mean that Booker is still not spectacular as a basketball player. It doesn't say that, it's just part of the politics of these NBA awards. And unfortunately, he doesn't fit into that politic for this particular season.
Oh, wow. Well, with or without CP3, he kind of held them, afloat in the Western Conference. He's leading the team in minutes played. Yeah. I mean, none of this can be overlooked. 26 points a game, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. I think he's a great decoy when Mikal Bridges and DeAndre Ayton and Cam Payne and Cam Johnson need to get loose. If you have Devin Booker on the court, it's like you can't lose sight of him. You can't really double team off of him because he will light you up. Devin Booker is a great player. I think he's the closest. He is not Kobe Bryant, but he's the closest to Kobe Bryant that we have in the game today. Between him and Jason Tatum, I think they're very similar to Kobe Bryant. I love that about them. But, one thing that was really disrespectful, I think, towards Devin Booker was when the Suns went into the Denver Nuggets. And whoever was in charge of putting the graphics up during the starting lineup, they put Amir Coffey's picture up on the big screen instead of Devin Booker. When I saw that, I said, good night. I couldn't believe it. Devin took offense to that and lit the Denver Nuggets up completely for that game.
You know what, though? Let me tell you this. Shame on the Denver Nuggets technical team. Who y'all got running that? You mean to tell me whoever is in that booth doing these images don't know the difference between Amir Coffey and Devin Booker? Where they been? Where they been? Like, for real? Like, you cannot make mistakes like that. Not when we're talking about somebody of Devin Booker's caliber. You didn't know the difference? Don't do that. That was horrible.
Yeah.
That was horrible. Yeah. And yes, he should have lit them up. I don't like who do we have in these positions? Because if they're not able to identify the stars in the league or know the difference between, who's who, what kind of...
Yeah. Amir Coffey's having a great season, but come on. Yeah, he is not Devin Booker.
And not only is he not Devin Booker, he's not even on the Suns. So what uniform? He's not even on the Suns. Like you
Yeah.
couldn't even go down the list and say, let me just. If you wanted to cross reference, just go to ESPN.com or NBA.com and look at the picture. Like you
Mhm.
could, there could have been checks and balances in place. That should never have happened. Or, yeah, that was
Yeah.
horrible.
So disrespectful. Oh my gosh.
Ooh-wee. Yeah, but again, what do you think about Devin Booker? Being MVP of the league.
Well, I just think that other players are more valuable to their team. And Joel Embiid is my guy. I mean, I didn't even consider Devin Booker. Sounds terrible. I mean, if you statistically in all that he's able to do on the court, okay, that's great. But when you talk about comparing him to Joel Embiid, him to Giannis, him to Jokic, you got to tip the scale to the other dudes. And that's exactly what's happening, in the media and for fans alike. For a while, the Miami Heat were number one in the Eastern Conference. It seems like they picked the most inopportune time to start reeling in the standings. I mean, come on, they're number two, but they're
Yeah.
not playing good basketball. There's
Mm-mm.
been a scuffle. Everybody has seen it. I know you have, but
Mhm.
has Jimmy Butler ruined his welcoming in Miami?
I think it's too soon to determine. Winning forgives everything. And right now they are losing. And I think last time they lost about 4 games. And if they don't pick it up and at least make it to the Eastern Conference Finals this season, then let's talk about has Jimmy Butler wore out his welcome. That for me is still time. I don't mind misunderstandings, scuffles, challenges. That's what competitors do. I expect that. No, we didn't need to see it on TV, but it happened, whatever. But what he said lets me know it's
Hilarious.
been brewing for a while. It ain't something you just pull out and you ain't thought about it before, right? But Udonis said, you're going to catch these hands. And Jimmy Butler said, bring them on. I was like, and it's Mostra. But see, that was supposed to light the fire. And what happened? They lost 2 games after that. So is
Mhm.
it really lighting the fire or has the fire flamed out? That's what I'm looking to see as the remainder of the season progresses and as we get into the postseason. Because really, if they don't make it deep into the playoffs, yes, his welcome probably has been worn out. Because the Miami Heat culture can accept um, a little bit of dysfunction. I think every team probably has it in the locker room. We just happen to see it on display. So I'm not really worried about that d- disagreement, whatever. I mean, whatever. Right? They're losing. They looked horrible. Did you watch the game? It was horrible.
Yeah.
So it doesn't even. And not only that, they didn't even recover the next 2 games. So once they recover, then maybe we'll just forget about it. It'll be a key later on. But if they don't win and they don't go deep in the playoffs, it's going to be something that's going to come up later. Yes.
Ooh, I'm on the fence about this only because everywhere that Jimmy has played
Yeah, it's
has
Jimmy.
turned into Hurricane Jimmy. Like he's, the Chicago Bulls. It was ugly there. Then he
Timberwolves.
went to Minnesota. It got
Mm-hmm.
super ugly between
Mm-hmm.
Cat and Wiggins and
Mm-hmm.
and Jimmy Butler.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't like how he left, the Minnesota Timberwolves. Then he had nerve to go to Philly.
Really?
He didn't stay there very long.
Mm-hmm.
Again, dysfunction, didn't like the leadership with
Mm-hmm.
Brett Brown at the time.
Yeah.
And now he's with the Miami Heat.
Mm-hmm.
And we're
Mm-hmm.
seeing this on full display.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. But you're right. Winning does cure everything. And
Yeah.
and if the Miami Heat do not go deep, I don't know about the Eastern Conference Finals this year. I
They
don't I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, there's gonna be trouble brewing. And Jimmy, I wouldn't be surprised if the Miami Heat uses this incident as the fuel to send him somewhere else. And I don't know where else because he's on a 4-year, $142 million deal.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And then I also thought about it. I said, so are they going to, if they were smart, they would use this to their advantage. And hear me out. Here's why. They were first seed, right? If they remain the first seed, the likelihood of them playing the Brooklyn Nets in round one is great, right? If they drop down to 2, they don't have to meet the Brooklyn Nets first. So they may want to hover around 2, 3,
mhm.
even if they drop down to 4. It ain't gonna really be. It will probably be the best for them, so they can get out of round 1. So I almost say use that, use that issue, use the drop in the standings to their advantage to advance them a little bit deeper in the playoffs.
This could all be theater,
It
right? This
really,
could be part of this whole mission and the mastermind that
that's
Eric's
what I'm
supposed to,
talking
okay,
about.
okay, we gonna do this. We're gonna do it on national TV. We're
Mhm,
gonna make sure everybody see this big thing.
mhm,
And then we're gonna lose a couple of games, dropping
yeah,
down to number two.
mhm.
Therefore, yeah, I think there might be some logic behind that.
And I'm not even. I believe that this disruption that happened in the game was real and live and living color. I believe that's true. But when you step back, you can say, y'all know what?
Yeah.
Huddle up. We can really use this to our advantage. Then when you start reflecting on the event, you're like, this ain't a bad thing, actually, if they
Mhm.
wanted to use that, because I believe that they would, how they're playing right now, would have a tough out against the Brooklyn Nets at full strength in a 7-game series as
Mm.
round one. That's all I'm saying. With Kyrie and his fresh legs. So they'll still be
Yeah.
fresh,
Mhm.
considering now they'll still be fresh. So yeah. Yeah, no, this is really interesting, but I don't think it's a big deal if they start to win. They lose, we're gonna be at let's bring back this conversation because it'll be different then for sure.
So the Brooklyn Nets have received a wonderful gift from New York City, and now Kyrie Irving is allowed to play full time for the Brooklyn Nets. Does this make the Nets the team to beat in the Eastern Conference?
Nah, I don't think so, but it gives them a greater chance for sure. Can I just say I'm just glad it's over? Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you, City of New York, the mayor. You've done NBA fans very well. I'm glad that Kyrie is back full time. Can we please move on from that narrative? And can we get down to how the Brooklyn Nets can play basketball? Now, it would be horrible had Kyrie is back full time and the Nets get bumped in round one. Wouldn't
Ooh.
that be funny? So at this point, they have to go deep. They have to. We did all of this and this is what we get.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I'm just glad he's back. I'm glad it's over, and I'm happy that we'll now be able to see both Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving playing consecutive games consistently for the rest of the season and into the playoffs. That is what this tandem was supposed to bring to the Brooklyn Nets. This is what we've been waiting for, and now we finally get to see it. So now, yes, I'm excited about that.
I'm excited about it too, but we need to get Canada on board because if the Nets pull the Raptors, we're kind of back to this same situation where he's part time, you know.
I don't know if the Canada. I just still think that their play-in matchup will be against the Cavs. I'm still holding
Mm.
strong to that. So I don't think it's going to be for me. I don't think it's going to be an issue. I think their matchup in the play-in tournament will be Brooklyn Nets and Cleveland Cavaliers,
Okay, all right.
and I bet they want that too.
Oh, for sure, yeah. I need right now to be completely thrilled about the Brooklyn Nets is I need Ben Simmons back on the court. Do you think we'll see him? I know originally you said, oh, we're not going to see him this season. But now that, things have kind of softened up and Kyrie's back full time, do you think Ben Simmons will make his return as well?
No, no, and why? No, and why? At least Kyrie has played, although it may have been sporadic. He has played the game. You mean to tell me y'all want to insert Ben Simmons into this scheme right now at this juncture of the season? No, no, no. You know what? Let's celebrate Ben Simmons, as I said it in a previous video. Let's celebrate Ben Simmons next season, and let's just be done with the discussion for this season. That's just what I say. I said, I don't think he should come back. You
Well, I love to see him back. I mean, he's on the
now?
sidelines.
You love to see him
Yeah.
back now? I would love to see him back too next season.
Let's get him back for the remainder of the season. I don't know, 7 to 8 games left. He can get his win back. He's on the sidelines. He's already out there in the atmosphere. Only thing he needs to do is suit up. It's
Okay,
not like he's still in hiding.
I don't see it.
You don't see
And
it?
I
Okay.
don't see it. I don't think I've read anything that says he's remotely on his way back.
No, actually, I've heard the opposite. Something about his back and something going on there. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just me, wishing on a star, I guess.
Wishing on a
Okay, yeah.
star.